Good morning. This is a 1989 Citroen BX. There's not many of these left on the road now, so it's quite a rare car. Should we have a look? Let's do that. So the first thing you might notice about this car is it's rather low at the back end, and that's because the suspension levels with the amount of weight that's in the vehicle. So normal ride height with one person, the car will sort of level itself, but if you put bags of cement or more people in the car, the back on a normal car will drop down. What the suspension does is bring the level back up so you're always at the same ride height, and that's a good thing. So I'm just going to demonstrate that now. So inside the BX, it's very 1980s. This is a car from 1989, so towards the end of the 80s they went a bit less funky colours and a bit more conservative. There's a very grey, bland interior in here, but it's still very much an 80s car because it was designed back in the late 70s as it happened. This particular model is a BX Flight. It's one of two that are known to still exist to the owners club. There probably are a few more out there in garages, but we don't know because they're not becoming very public yet. So inside here you've got a very retro 80s dash. I'll show you that in a second. You've got a little cup holder, sorry, not cup holder, coin holder with a little flock insert. Isn't that nice? You can put your money away with your French francs if you're going abroad. It's got an ashtray because all French people smoke. And it's even got the original radio there. Let's just have a quick look. It's quite enough of that. So what do you think of the comfort?
It's very nice, yeah, very sofa-like.
It is very comfortable, a very comfortable car to be in. Should we go for a little drive?
Yes, we should.
Yeah, so the car's just raised because it's allowed for a passenger in the back. The back of the vehicle's just gone up. I haven't got a lot of petrol, so we'll just go around the block. Indicator's off, indicator's on. So this being a big car, you would expect it to have power steering, but no, it doesn't, so bad times. Although you don't really need it on a run when you're putting away from junctions or from a standing start. It is a bit heavy. This is a 1.4 litre. It wasn't the smallest version. They actually remarkably did a 1 litre. I can't believe that they did a 1 litre version of this, but because that wouldn't have been very fast at all.
No, a lot of weight to pull as well.
Yeah. The one that everyone craves after is a 16 valve and 2 litre, which is quite a sought after car now. But this has become, because this is a base model.
Yeah.
There's not many of these left now, and they're actually quite rare.
Right.
The amount of weight on the car, the amount of weight in the car accommodates for that and levels it out automatically. So,
right.
So if you put a horse in the back of your car, normally the back of the vehicle will be quite low, but the suspension senses to that and pumps the car back up to normal ride height.
Right.
So the BX design, although very much a Citroen car, the actual design was designed by a chap who originally proposed a design for Volvo.
Yeah.
The Volvo Tundra was a car that was rejected by Volvo. They actually, the chap submitted the designs and like, oh, this is too weird. We can't build this car. So
yeah,
he took those designs away, took them to Citroen. And Citroen, because they're bonkers, said, "Oh yes, we like this." That's not a typical Frenchman.
Yeah.
But, we will build this car. So if you Google Volvo Tundra, it might look ever so slightly like a Citroen BX.
Yeah.
It does have a sunroof. I'm not going to open that because of leaks.
Yeah.
It doesn't leak and I don't want it to, so
no,
we don't like sunroofs. Have a look at the very 80s clocks. It's very 80s design on an old instrument cluster there. So Chris, what camera are you filming with today?
I'm using the ZV-1. It is designed as a point and shoot video camera, so it's a compact camera. It's a video camera first and photo camera second. It's designed very much for YouTubers, so just in, what I'm after. Image stabilization on the standard mode is basically non-existent, so the active mode, which I'm using here, is much better, but then you sacrifice a bit of it crops in a bit to sort of counteract the shake. So, but unless you want everyone to vomit watching your videos, really need to have it switched on, especially in an environment where you're inside a car, driving around, it's going to be needed.
Chris, you remember one of these from your childhood, don't you?
Yes, my friend, this is going to be late 90s, had one just up the road from our house, a few houses up. I remember seeing it and being surprised about how it looked at the back with the suspension and the way it works, and then his dad showed it off, turning the car on it and lifting up like he did in the beginning of the video. So yeah, it's strange to see one this time later. They're not very common on the road now.
Now, a lot of these were diesels, which were bought by fleet drivers, taxi drivers, and they
Yeah.
will just run into the ground. So consequently, there's not many of those around now. But
No.
taking the back roads through Boston today. This is Boston, by the way. Don't stop. Lock your doors.
Yeah, take your wheels.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Just passing Audi. Back in the late 90s, this used to be a Ford dealership. Of course, that's all long gone now.
Yeah. Ran into the 5-minute stop recording there. That was annoying. Technology. 4K video.
Well, thank you. That's been a little walk around my little car, the BX 14TE from 1989. Chris will see you in the next one.
Bye for now.